today that we wanted to cover because I didn't want to have too much information overload in the first live. So we went ahead and went live a second time. And this is really kind of an important episode for us to take a look at because we are taking a look at CoreWeave. And CoreWeave is a very interesting company. And if we were to describe CoreWeave, we would say it's a combination of AI, but it's a combination of data centers. It's a combination of Bitcoin. It's a combination of all kinds of technologies kind of coming together in one place. And I hope to take a few minutes and maybe, just maybe, go over this. And so you'll notice the format here is pretty simplified at the economic report. We're trying to take Wall Street economics and take DC politics and, of course, bring them down to Main Street in a way that is maybe a little bit more self-explanatory and maybe cutting through a lot of the crud that's out there because, folks, we are inundated with information overload at any given time. And so with that, we're trying to make sure that we're hitting stories that matter and matter very much and kind of cut through a lot of the cloud and dust to make sure that we're bringing things down to Main Street. And so I'm going to go ahead and enter right onto the computer. And we're going to take a quick look at what's going on here with CoreWeave because it is an interesting story to follow. There have been message boards exploding because there is a lot of anticipation about what this company has to offer. And oh, wow, CoreWeave already is selling off a little bit today. It's at $133.54 per share right now in anticipation of the earnings. And of course, this is supposed to run up here with some of the big boy tech companies. Lots of speculations here. And of course, there's a lot of traffic here on this, stories hitting out here. And we're talking about, you name it, all different types of companies. We're talking about brokerage companies and, of course, news sources coming out and covering the story. So we're going to go ahead and dig into this just a little bit more. Of course, from Motley Fool, we can cover the story here real quick. It starts off and says, hey, 6:15 a.m. that CoreWeave is one of the fastest growing stocks on the market today. The company is also posting wide losses and has a ton of debt. Interesting that we're covering things that way. That is what Motley Fool leads with in their story here. And of course, the stock has been volatile since its IPO in March. And this is a story that they're covering. It's worth following. And once again, Motley Fool has a pretty good reputation out there. Hey, welcome. My name is Brian here at the Economic Report. Thank you for joining me. We're talking CoreWeave here for a little bit. So we just hit what the fine folks at Motley Fool are saying. What other things do we have to say here? According to AskTraders.com, that CoreWeave stock has rallied into strong earnings with the after-hours report, and it is going to be an after-hours report on CoreWeave today, so it's worth following. We do not know what those reportings are going to be like. We can only speculate, right? And of course, it's a hot stock, which does have a ton of speculation here. And once again, I'm a fellow on the internet, really just trying to cover things to the best of my ability, share some stories with you, and hopefully bring Wall Street economics and DC politics right down here to Main Street. But once again, this is not financial advice per se, as much as it is just trying to understand what's going on out there. So analysts project the CoreWeave report a loss of 20 cents per share against strong top-line performance with average revenue estimates at about $1.08 billion. So it looks like it could be a hot day for CoreWeave. And of course, what are they really looking for? Well, they're looking at they are looking for a way to maybe cut the gaps, if you will. Maybe a surprise improvement in earnings. I know CoreWeave's really debt heavy right now, and they are in the process of purchasing another company called Core Scientific. And I say that to you because what the space that CoreWeave is in really requires a ton of energy, a ton of space, and with that, just understand that this really is a a hugely speculative play, but also it's one of the companies that really Wall Street will have its eyes on today, and either it's going to open up the floodgates of more investment into CoreWeave, or it could scare a lot of people out of the space here, because you could see a company that is extremely uh, debt ridden. We're going to go ahead and follow the next story on CoreWeave here. Dianu, glad to have you here as well. Thank you for dropping a comment here in the section. We're taking a next look here at Bloomberg. And Bloomberg's covering the story on CoreWeave as well. And it says quite simply that it's a race to build computing capacity, right? And so with that, it says a lot right there about what CoreWeave's maybe one of their key themes are. And of course, with that, the shares of computing services provider, it's rallied quite a bit already. This is kind of powerful. Peanut Butter, glad to have you here. Link 47, glad to have you here as well. You are awesome. Make sure you are liked and subscribed to the channel. Once again, this is the Economic Report, where we try to take stuff that's happening in Wall Street economic news, and of course DC politics, and of course bring it down to Main Street. And today we're talking at least a few minutes about the fact that we do have a little bit of interest from Wall Street in a company called CoreWeave, right? Because it really seems to encompass all kinds of crazy technology stuff going on today in 2025. So that is why we took a special moment here to highlight this, and maybe, just maybe, do a little bit more of a deeper dive here. And this company really is in a considerable amount of debt, right? I mean, they are carrying a ton of debt. They have a ton of cash burn. And the question is, people who invest in a stock, not speculate on a stock, but people who invest in a stock, and they want to see bottom line numbers, and they want to see what the future outlook of a company looks like, as opposed to being wildly speculative. That's one thing that there's a momentum trade that is out there, people looking for the get rich quick. And of course, there's the people saying, hey, will this company stand the test of time? Does their business model work? Is their investment strategy working? Is their growth strategy working? Or is it really like just throwing seed into the wind and not getting anywhere? And so it really is an important thing to take a look at. But I do also think that CoreWeave really will help pace maybe the rest of the technology sector for the rest of the week, because if it's a really negative looking outlook, then it's going to have kind of a domino effect on a couple of other things going on. But maybe, just maybe, the people on Wall Street here see that there is a tremendous growth of potential, a tremendous story in the leadership of the company, and also maybe even the opportunity to maybe buy the stock at a discount. And right, that's out there as well. So the earnings will be reported after hours. And of course, I wanted to remind you that the stock is trading down about $6 right now. We are not financial experts per se, as much as we're just covering a story that has some interest that's out there. And with that, yes, you can manipulate the S&P 500 through buy, sell of NVIDIA, the market, just like, well, there's all kinds of manipulation going out there, my friend. There is no question about it. And I think by the very nature, any kind of a financial market, and listen, we're talking from stocks to bonds to, hey, you put the money factor out there. One thing's for certain, there's always going to be some type of manipulation going on, right? And the question becomes, are you on the right side or the wrong side of the equation? That's financial markets in a nutshell, and it really does make a strong case for people to have really the best investment you can always make, I think, is the one that's best invested in you, your time, your energy, and of course your productive work outflow. But of course, the markets, of course, bring up additional leverage opportunities. And I think that's what makes things super interesting to people because, you know, a work an hour, make a dollar type mentality. People are looking for things that give exponential returns, right? And that's part of what happens here with the financial markets. And if you understand that, you understand a lot. And of course, that's why we do have the economic report. And it's why I do say that we cover a lot of stories here, whether it's economics, whether it's DC politics, or whether it's maybe worldwide politics here on the economic report. That's why I encourage you to like and subscribe to this channel for no other reason than you see the bigger picture that is at play here. And of course, it doesn't cost you a cent, but when you subscribe, the YouTube algorithm says, hey, right on, thank you for, and of course, this doesn't cost you a cent. And Dirk, glad to have you here. I think I have that with you. If not, please forgive me. I don't have my glasses on. I'm probably not getting your name right, so please forgive me. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick teaser here about CoreWeave, and they are going to be reporting earnings once again after hours. So this is an interesting story to follow. Put it on the radar screen, and with that, you'll kind of get a deeper understanding of what's really happening in these markets. And maybe there's the rock solid players you stick with, or maybe you're more apt to following at least a story about pure speculation, and maybe CoreWeave maybe bridges that somewhere in between. So, hey, it's Brian at the Economic Report. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here because I just wanted to take a special session here and take a look at CoreWeave, which we've done. And with that, just remember, folks, the biggest battle you fight is the one between your ears over your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. You see people on the street, smile, say hello. It doesn't cost you a cent, and you do a wonder to make the world a better place and build good relationships. Until then, have a great day, and I will catch you folks tomorrow.